So we're sitting here waiting for the cast and crew of Predators to show up, and then we see a familiar face here from the Paramount from the South by Southwest Film Festival. It's Richard Garriott, the subject of Man on a Mission. First off, Richard, thanks for coming out, man.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? I mean, I flew back into town last night and was thrilled I could make it here tonight, so looking forward to it.
Has there been any movement on when we can see Man on a Mission out in public and away from the film festival circuit?
So far, it's still been on the film festival circuit. We've had openings, on the East Coast, the West Coast, after Austin here now. And now it's in the long slog of looking for distribution. So there's little bits of progress that have been made, but nothing worthy of announcement yet.
Other than shilling for the movie, what have you been up to?
Well, of course, as you know, how I paid for my space flight is the computer game industry. So I've got a new game company called Portalarium that is ramping up, and we already have our first games out and started to work on what I call our bigger portfolio of games as we speak. So that's my day job. But of course, I still want to go back to space. So my company, Space Adventures, that arranged my space flight, just partnered with Armadillo Aerospace, run by another game guy, John Carmack up there in Dallas. And in about 3 years, we think we'll have a suborbital spacecraft available so that all of us can.
3 years.
About 3 years. That's a rough timeline, but that's approximately what it's going to take to build a vehicle that we can all go right up and down, or what I want to do, right up, jump out, and skydive back to Earth. So we'll see if we pull that off.
If anybody could do it, you could. What are you looking forward to from tonight's film?
Oh, well, this is great. One of the things I think is fantastic about this is, Robert Rodriguez and clan have done such a great job of doing originals and moving up from, kind of smaller kid flicks up to really big, serious flicks. To take on a property like this that so many people know and so many people love, I look at that and go, on the one hand, it's a big challenge, but it's also a big opportunity. I have total faith in these guys. I think the movie's going to rock, so I'm looking forward to it.
We won't keep you. Mark, did you have any questions for Richard?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Richard, once you've been into space, when you come to a movie premiere, it's kind of really no big deal at that point. It's like going to McDonald's, right?
Well, no. As you know, I'm in the creative industry myself, so I find all these exotic trips that at least I get a chance to do, Antarctica, space, all this stuff. They just feed the creative process, and it's really looking at the creative brilliance of such great talent we have right here in Austin. That's why I'm living in Austin. I think Austin's the quintessential high-tech arts town, and the computer game industry, the movie industry, all the kind of outdoor philosophy that people here in Austin have. That's really what I think feeds the creative process and why Austin has emerged at such a leadership position in the creative areas.
Well, you made such an incredible documentary with Man on a Mission. Do you have any aspirations to maybe get into dramatic film production in any way?
Wow, it's really funny. On the one hand, I really admire this industry, but I also really fear it in the sense of I think that the thing you grow up doing is most likely the thing you have the natural talent for. And so while I can really admire and would like to believe that I would have even a small contribution in this area, I think that's unlikely.
Well, you do have the first dramatic film actually shot in space, which we saw a piece of in Man on a Mission. So
that's true.
You've already started laying that groundwork.
Yeah, no, it's really funny. In fact, I got a request from the Smithsonian in D.C. To get a hold of a copy of that, so far unreleased, film. Because from a historical standpoint, it's the first science fiction movie ever filmed off-planet. So with that regard to its the qualitative analysis of that particular 5-minute short, it is technically the first.
Now, you're a man that seems to have his finger on the pulse of technology. I was just reading an article about, I think it was on CNN, talking about how the flying car is maybe a couple of years away. Do you have any interest in getting yourself a flying car?
If it existed, I would love to have one. Just like if a jetpack existed, I would love to have it.
Where are jetpacks?
There's actually an Australian company that claims they're manufacturing them now that I've been trying to buy one from. That's really kind of 2 turbines overhead, but that's the closest I've seen with a jetpack. Flying cars, the Moeller Sky car is the one that keeps coming up every few years as the one that is most practical and believable. But that's been, it's been a few years away for 10 or 20 years now. So I actually, sadly, don't personally see that those things are very near on the horizon yet. But maybe I've missed a piece of news, but not that I'm aware of.
Now, you were just talking about how excited you were to see Predators here tonight. What's the best movie you've seen in 2010 so far?
Wow, the best movie of 2010.
Man on a Mission?
I'd say other than Man on a Mission. Let's see.
I was setting you up.
Yeah, of course. But no, that'd be hard pressed to say. I don't know. I've seen a lot of good movies this year, but there's not one that kind of pops into my head as the best so far.
Yeah. Well, the man is Richard Garriott, and if you haven't seen Man on a Mission, you really got to make it a point to do so. Where can people find out more information about Man on a Mission?
You can actually go to manonamission.com. So that's exactly it. Will tell you all about the movie and where we are in finding distribution and getting it distributed nationally.
A real pioneer, Richard Garriott. Thanks for spending time with us, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you again. Thank you very much.